Alrighty, so for factoring, what we're doing is we're really dividing, and we're doing that by dividing out a common number or a common variable, or in some cases, both. So for level 1, we are simply factoring out or dividing out a number from each term. So when we look at these terms, we have two of them, 15W and negative 3W. And we have to ask ourselves, what is the largest number that goes into both 15 and 3? And the answer is the largest number that goes into both is 3. So that's what I'm going to divide both terms by. Now, that 3 doesn't just go away like when we're solving equations. It doesn't cancel anything out. It's just part of an expression, so it has to be accounted for somewhere. And we account for it by putting it in front of parentheses. We are undistributing. In distribution, we multiply the number in front of the parentheses by each term inside. In factoring, we are taking it out of each term inside. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, and that W did not change, so it's going to stay as W. Then we have negative 3 divided by 3. That's negative 1. And I'm going to hold off putting the 1 there. We only need to write the 1 if everything else in that term ends up going away. But since I still have a V here, I don't need to write the 1 because we know that there's an implied 1 in front of the V. Let's look at example 1b. What number can I take out of both 27 and 18? And the answer is I can take 9 out of both of those. So they'll go in front. And 27 divided by 9 is 3, and the y didn't change. And then 18 divided by 9 is 2, and the y did not change, or there wasn't a y there. What about when there's 3 terms? The process is the same. The difference is that you are looking now at 3 different numbers and asking yourself what number goes into all 3 of those numbers. So 4, 8, and 12 can all be divided by 4. Now remember, we're always looking for the largest one. 2 also works in those 3 numbers, but it's not the largest one. If you find yourself in a situation where you have taken out a number and you're not sure if it's the largest one, you should always be able to tell if it's the largest one because your leftover inside of the parentheses should not be able to have another number come out. So 1 and 5, there's not another number that goes out of both of those. 3 and 2, there's not another number that goes out of both of those. If you had taken too small of a factor out, there'd be another number that you can come out. So that 4 that we're taking out goes in front. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I'm going to hold off on putting that 1 until I see what's left over. And there's an a squared left over. So I don't need the 1. Negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. And there's my a. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And again, there's nothing that comes out of all 3 of these numbers. So I know that I took the largest factor. I can also check to see if I did this correctly, my division correctly, by mentally multiplying that 4 into each of these terms. 4 times 4a, that's 4a squared. 4 times negative 2a, that's negative 8a. 4 times 3 is 12. We could do that with any of the ones when we're taking out our GCF. What number goes into 12, 15, and 18? The answer is I can take out a 3. So that 3 goes in front. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and the c squared didn't change. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and there's still a c. Negative 18 divided by 3 is negative 6. And again, nothing bigger or nothing else can come out of the 3 terms that remain.